This is my third time to participate in Martha's program. I'm a Red Cross volunteer at home, and so I started with some of the things that I teach at home, like hands-only CPR. I teach a lot about earthquake preparedness, wildfire preparedness. Compared to my other trips, this was the best yet. I had been concerned about teaching older kids, and what I found was I had expected attitude, and we didn't get that. I think they were old enough to realize that getting classes in English was meant to help them.
Hi everyone, my name is Joy. I'm from Sakhin and I'm 17 years old. At first I thought the camp is gonna be boring. I won't speak any English because I'm a shy person. But all my thought was wrong because it taught us a lot of things. You know, each class taught us to speak English and improve our English its own way. Every teacher is amazing. I met a lot of new people and I recommend you a lot.
I am Vicki Miner. I am from Dayton, Ohio, and I taught algebra, how to do algebra word problems. It was very good. The students were very motivated, and they were hardworking, and so that's always very nice. I learned that I still love teaching. If I really, after this COVID and everything, I was just wondered if I really wanted to teach again. And so I found out that yes, I do. And I want to teach more higher level courses like I used to teach.
Hi, my name is Mais and I'm 20 years old. I live in Kaukab, Abu Heja. It's a really small village and I love it. I study electrical engineering in Technion in Haifa. It's just surprising that I know these students from the beginning, and I was, oh my god, it's gonna be so hard because I was in acting class and I know these people, they get really shy to show themselves and to speak loudly in front of strangers, and it's just fascinating how they did in these exercises. They weren't afraid to show their emotions, just came up day after day. It just got really easier for them to interact with other people. And I got a chance also to do my activities from my own. Like, I knew this activity, and just Bonnie and Darlene let me do that. But this camp helped me a lot because the exercises and the activities just help you express your feelings and be opened more. It's just great.
My name is Julie Brill and I live in Dayton, Ohio. This was my first trip to Israel, and I taught a week-long class on beekeeping. It was an unforgettable experience. The students were incredibly kind. They were very smart. They were eager to learn. We talked about sometimes more than beekeeping. Previously, I worked with high school, students and college students. And honestly, they seemed to me to be pretty much the same as they are in the United States. I didn't really notice many differences, maybe that they're not as well traveled as students that we have here. They tend to be a little closer to their families. But otherwise, that age group of young adults is, to me, they were very much similar to the young adults in the United States. It's difficult the first day or so because they're nervous about speaking. Once they start talking and they realize they can be understood and how well they really speak English, I think a little light goes on, that they understand all these years what we've been learning. Now we can apply that learning to a real world situation.
What I loved about teaching in a Kaukab high school was the enthusiasm the students brought with them. I thought the shift that happened specifically in the drama class with Bonnie and I was watching students come in expecting sort of an academic approach and looking to see what it was we wanted from them in the experience. And then over the course of the week, feeling them literally, physically, emotionally, energetically, intellectually relax and start to be present with us and with each other and share their stories and feel like it was a safe space to create in, that was extremely powerful. My host family were available to me. They gave me attention, time. They fed me. I slept in air conditioning. You know, like everything about the experience was fantastic. I had wonderful conversations with each member of the family. All of them spoke English at varying levels. The kids were between 11 and 22, and I played Uno with the youngest, who had the best English of them all. So if someone wasn't sure what we were talking about, he would be called in. But it was those times at home when we were just sitting around talking about favorite television shows, and just questions would come flying at me about the US and my experience, and then they would share about theirs. And I felt like they had never had those conversations with someone that had lived in America before, right? So even though they had television ideas of what it was, to have that sort of one-on-one in each experience was pretty remarkable.
So I think blending our two experiences together gave us a really rich collaboration. But the ultimate is still storytelling, so that when we got to day 3 and the kids were bringing in their stories and actually sitting in front of the group and sharing these deeply deeply experienced moments in their lives, so serious. Everyone took the moment seriously because it was so authentic. And I think that took us through right to the point where at the very end of a course, you want to be able to see kids take away something for themselves, work as their own group. So we created this circle of collaboration with them. And by the end, we could feel a certain success, because in each of these small groups that were created under your idea of, moving snapshots and vignettes to more fully realized theater pieces, it was pretty amazing to watch our one group that was presenting to the entire population, stuff like that. But there was a certain respect paid, again, to the kids that were on stage, and the fact that everybody in that group had participated in that exercise in their own theater class. I think there was an appreciation and understanding. And for me to see those kids, some of them very shy in the beginning, some of them didn't want to participate in the beginning. Everybody, they brought in their own props, they brought costumes. Luna, the lead, wrote her theater piece, wrote she was going to say. It just took my breath away.
I'm Julie Carr. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. The class I taught was a sort of a communications class. We would talk about whatever subject came up. I had games for the kids to play to encourage them to use their English. And they had things they wanted to talk about and tell you and ask about ask about us. And they were so enthusiastic. The young lady who took care of me, her name was Ilham, and she was 17 years old, and she wanted to be out and about. So we spent a lot of time with the host of another one of our volunteers, Amjad, and we did a lot of things together, the 4 of us, with Kaji and Amjad and Elham and I.
This is Kaji Dikuna. I'm from Michigan, Monroe, Michigan, and I taught the top three grades of the class. Uh, Mainly, the focus was on getting them to prepare them for job interviews. But overall, I think there was a lot of enthusiasm from the students to want to participate and ask questions and get involved. So, oh, this is a great opportunity. I mean, myself, the first time I've been in this country in Israel. There's several benefits for volunteer. Number one, it helps you reach out into another culture and to learn about the culture, learn about history. Especially this country has such, Israel has such a rich history. It's fascinating just to know about that. It's a great opportunity for the team to work just with the team, get to know one another, and interact on different frequencies. It's also, I think, it's a great learning experience to be interacting with students at that level. Not only because of the culture difference, the language challenges. Overall, I think it's a great benefit if you are open-minded and willing to take a challenge. That is important. You need to be willing to take a challenge and willing to take on maybe a little inconvenience now and then. Not everything works out to your best advantage, but if you are in for a challenge and want to have some fun and learn and interact with a wider audience beyond your own comfort zone, this is something you should sign up for.
Well, my name is Subhi Mansour. I'm here from Kaukab. My age is 15, going up to 16. And I've joined this camp. This is my first year here, and I really recommend it. It's a very good camp. The volunteers here are very friendly. They made me like more comfortable, more confidence that I get. The more I go, the more confidence I get. There is a lot of things that you can do in this camp, a lot of activities. I really recommend it to come here. And in the first day, you get nervous a lot, and the more you go, the more days that you come here, the more confidence you get. And I really recommend you guys come.
I'm Martha Moody, and I'm the American head of the DK program. I've been working on taking volunteers to help educate ourselves and educate young Arab Israeli students since 2008. And honestly, the last group that came to the United States was a post-COVID group that had been delayed because of COVID, and they came in the summer of 2022. It's been very exciting through the years for me to watch the volunteers. The volunteers, some of them come repeatedly, some of them are first timers. Some of them had some apprehension before we went to Israel, just about in general going to Israel and about staying in an Arab village. But ultimately, all that melted away once we got to Kaukab. And people had a really wonderful time and appreciated their volunteer families, and especially they appreciated the students. And the students were eager, bright, and very well educated. One of the most moving things for me one day was coming upon Vicki Miner, who taught math problems, sitting, looking almost dazed during a break in the day. And I said, "Vicki, is everything all right?" And she said, "It's wonderful. This is like teaching used to be." And that really brightened my heart. And that sort of comment, that sort of appreciation of others, of different cultures, of eagerness to learn is just so common to all the volunteers. The volunteers were very enthusiastic about the students. And I think that made the students enthusiastic about the volunteers and what they were teaching too.